Lighting may not look like much still, but we are making huge progress and are actually starting to approach the line where things are going to move pretty quickly at this point. As you see, we got the total floor patched. This is just going to be drywall, so I know that doesn't look like much, but it'll go away when the drywall's done. This paint that you see is a special type of shellac paint that you use to hold in all the smoke scent. We got our beam in to get rid of this wall so it's wide open, which makes this room look pretty massive. So we're pretty excited about that. Once again, it doesn't look like much, but we got all the tile off so we can retile our chimney. Now this was our surprise. This was where we had pretty extensive wood and termite damage. And I should have realized this. We always knew this hole was here, and we knew there was going to be some water damage, but it was worse than I'd ever imagined. It rotted all the way down, and I'll do my demo here. This is tricky because I got to actually give you guys some light so you can see this. But this wood is so chewed up and so weak that I can actually just kind of take pieces off and it turns into dust. I mean, your wood shouldn't collapse like that. So we've got this one last beam to remove, but we built these temporary supports in to hold it. Now, what we had to do this right is take it all the way down to the floor. It rotted all the way down to the floor joist. So we had to cut the floor joist all the way over to here. We had to cut up my hardwood floor all the way out to here, and I don't know if you can see that, but we've poured some concrete in down there to give us basically a more secure foundation. It previously was just sitting on wood, but that wood was rotted, and so we've poured some concrete in. Now we're going to put wood on top of that. So we're fixing it the right way. We're going to have to put in the floor joist that's missing. We're going to have to patch this wood floor, and we're going to have to put this beam back in. We're going to need to put some wood back in. This total project is probably going to cost me about 2 days worth of labor and materials, which is going to use up my entire $4,000 boo-boo budget, but that's why I was taught to put 10% aside for boo-boo budget. Honestly, on this house, I didn't think we were going to need it. After all, I was planning on taking it down to the studs. I was planning on replacing the electrical, the HVAC. What could surprise me? Well, goes to show you, houses can always surprise you, even when you think you know everything. So that was a little more extensive than I would have ever imagined. But I'm still pretty excited about the house. I don't know if you can see this, but my electrician's running all his wires right now. So that's all the brand new electrical. The PEX plumbing that was in here was already in pretty good shape. So we're making pretty good progress. I got to get the HVAC and a little more plumbing work done. But soon as those two things are done, here's our view into the kitchen. Once again, put another beam in to open it up. And here's a view as we turn around and look back once again towards that front door. This angle gives you an even better view of how big this room's going to be once it's open. So we'll go into the kitchen, which once again doesn't look like much at this point, but we're actually pretty excited. So there's our kitchen looking out, and I'll run over the floor plan again for those of you that don't know it at another time. Two big things left to do. We've got to put the HVAC in next week, and all the HVAC venting. Once again, you'll see my electrician, these white lines are his, and you'll see we've already got the PEX plumbing. However, we've still got to replace this drain pipe. It is completely collapsed, and so this main drain is going to have to go all the way down to the basement and be redone. So we've got to do some plumbing work and get that HVAC in next week. But then we can start drywalling, and once the drywall starts going up, this bad boy is going to move pretty quick. So we're going to go upstairs for a second. You can see we've gotten all the paneling off of the walls, which is going to make us move pretty quick there. We've gotten the demo done in the bathroom. One of the guys managed to cut his fingers when he was in here. Once again, another little bit of a weird surprise. When we took this tile off, there's this little bump out down here. I don't know if you can see it, but it comes out a couple inches. And so we're trying to figure out, why is this here, and can we make it go away? Because this is where I plan to put the tub. These other two rooms, nothing immediately jumps out at you, but once again, a lot of work has been done. These hardwood floors used to have VCT tile on them. We popped all that VCT tile off. This floor is going to restore to an absolutely beautiful hardwood. We're just going to need to sand it and finish it. We have gone in and scraped all the ceilings and started skim coating them. We're just doing a test to see if we think we will need to put drywall over these walls or can they be saved. We're leaning towards they can be saved at this point. So this is a little bit of an experiment, but you'll see we caulked all the corners. We're doing a little bit of an experiment just to see. And we've got an even bigger one going in this room. So you can see we've started doing some patches and stuff. So if this works, we're not going to have to put new drywall in this room, which is wonderful because that takes a lot of weight off the building, makes this thing go faster. So things, like I said, are really starting to move at this point. We've got the new windows in, we've got the exterior largely done, we've got the electrical being run. He's going to finish that today. All the structural changes are done, all the layout changes are done. Plumbing and HVAC gets finished this week. We start throwing drywall up next week. Kitchen and bath the week after that. We could be done in as little as 4 weeks, but I'm going to say 6 weeks just to give me some margin of error because we do have a couple things we have to order. We're going to have to special order this window over here, which might take some time, and we're still waiting for our stained glass window over here. But 4 to 6 weeks and this thing will be on the market, so we're pretty excited. And I guess that's it for now. Thanks.